Start the morning with coffee in your cup. Time to hang out with friends and chat it up. Bring a smile and good luck. Hit that like button and let's chat it up. Good times start with us, you and me. Good morning, welcome to the morning coffee show. Start the morning with coffee in your cup. Time to hang out with friends and chat it up. Bring a smile and good luck. Hit that like button and let's chat it up. Good times start with us, you and me. Good morning, welcome to the morning coffee show. Let's talk from in the shell and share good vibes and good times. Good friends and trends that bend the senses. Let's get a bit senseless. Welcome to the morning coffee show, where we bring good vibes and good times. Welcome to the morning coffee show with Super Fast Tortoise. Welcome to the morning coffee show, where we have the flow. Good vibes from head to toe. Let the happiness take you in.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Super Fast Tortoise show, where we got the flow, we're all country and go. Well, I'm not really country, but hey.
What's up?
Hey, we got a bracket of people. We got Tortoise, Hellwheeler, kjcowboydan. What's up?
Cool. Not much. Good morning.
Yeah. Today is a good day. It's a good day for everybody. And you know what? As much as the day is good, we're hoping you're having a wonderful day out in Chatland, everybody.
Yeah.
You know, the true fact is people think it's sad that T-Rexes can't clap their hands because their arms too short. But the truth is they're extinct. Sorry to break you.
True.
Sorry to break your disbelief there. Yeah. But hey, whew. Today's a lawn mowing day. I'm not excited about that. Got to mow the lawn today. Gonna mow the lawn. Gonna have fun mowing the lawn. Gonna put on some music later on and just get that job done. Lawn work. Woo-woo. I would have done it yesterday, but it rained.
Yeah, it was supposed to be raining here all freaking week. Right? It's raining now.
What?
Yeah, it's raining now. It's supposed to rain even tomorrow.
Well, I guess it's true. They say when it rains, it pours.
Yep. It does here.
Yeah. Well, we want the rain to come when we can because we got some tomatoes and jalapenos growing in the front. Boop, boop.
Nice.
Yes, I like jalapenos. I want to make some good jalapeno tomato omelets. Ooh, that sounds good.
My ex-wife, I had a tomato, some little cherry tomato plants.
Mm-hmm.
They would produce tomatoes, but when I come home from work, there wasn't no tomatoes.
Probably because they were being snagged and eaten before you got home.
Yeah, I had a tomato thief, and I caught the tomato thief in action.
It
It was my daughter. She was just pulling the tomatoes off the plant and just scarfing them down. Dang, Blaggett, I can't have no tomatoes.
That's funny. That's funny. Tomato.
Yeah, when I used to live in California, we used to have ourselves a tomato garden. Now, these tomatoes would grow wild every year. You start one little tomato garden, and they keep on coming back. Tomatoes is like weeds that are good to eat. Now, what I used to do is I used to go out to this tomato garden that would pop back up every year, and I'd bring myself a little shaker of salt, and I'd go and pop them tomatoes right off there. Give it a little lick and then put some salt on it and then pop those things down. Oh yeah, they were little cherry tomatoes, I believe, or little ramen tomatoes. You know, those little tiny ones that go really good inside a salad without having to cut them up.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, we got in chat. We got.
Well, is that the lone wolf? Yeah,
that is the lone wolf. That's right. It is. And he says the weather's going to be rough here for the next few days. Oh. Well, is that why we can't get you on the game, Commander? You gotta play we got to do play. You got to go play some Commander tonight, Lone Wolf.
Oh yeah, tonight at 7:00. Bracket 3 to 4.
Ooh, bracket 3 to 4, everybody. What's up? Then we got Real Wiz. What's up, Real Wiz? What's up, dog?
Wiz.
You know, I heard a quote from Real Wiz. Now, Real Wiz, he was quoted as saying, Giza wouldn't want to be ya.
Yes, I wouldn't want to be. And look, on the Twitch side, we got Scooby Doo.
Hey, Scooby. We got Son of Scoob. Scoob and I was sitting there last night. We did a lot of things. We died several times in the process. And we welcomed in a new member to our Minecraft server last night. We welcomed in Hotshot Scott. Visit him over there on Twitch.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Twitch. I got a Twitch. I got an itch. It's about Magic the Gathering, and it's a stitch. You won't believe this itch has got stitch. Okay. All right. Tortoise is weird. Tortoise is funky. But hey. Woo, man. Apparently in pop culture, Will Smith came out with a new song called I Like Pretty Girls. Stunk.
I'm sorry. I can't comment on that because yeah. I think he's too old to be using lyrics or even words that say that phrase. Maybe I like attractive women. You know, Will Smith is older than I am. He needs to like use a little bit less adult language, more adult language, and less not adult as in inappropriate, but I like pretty girls sounds like something that a kid would say. I think I just don't like the title of it.
Oh yeah, like my son was telling me about that. Will Smith came out with a new song, and I'm like, that sounds cool. I have to check it out because I like some Will Smith old stuff. Like Men in Black, Miami, and a few others like the Wild Wild West. I still like the Wild Wild West, even the movie stunk though.
At least those are fun,
right? But then he's like, no, you got to see this, and he pulls out his phone with the song. He's like, it's called I Like Pretty Girls, and I'm like, what? Did a 2-year-old write this?
Yeah, it's very childish. It's like, okay, the guy must be having a midlife crisis,
right?
From slapping people at an award show to which is understandable, to losing his temper over AI fakes and going about harassing fans in public for taking photos because you're a celebrity walking around in public. Of course, they're going to take photos of you. You heard about the situation where he destroyed somebody's cell phone because he was taking pictures of him without permission. Don't be a celebrity if you don't want your picture taken.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sorry, Scoop says that's like a Justin Bieber song. Yep.
At least Justin Bieber is a kid, not in his mid 50s, saying "I like pretty girls." That sounds creepy. It does, and
it's just weird. It's just weird overall. Like, I don't think that was a comeback song. Like what goes through my brain when I think of the title? It's something like Baby Shark. Like maybe kids singing a song like saying "I like pretty girls." And it's like something more catchy than that. And I'm like, how can some guy who's been in our lives, one of the most influential shows ever made on television, come down to this? And I'm like, what is it? I mean, Will Smith used to be influential in cinema. I mean, we had Independence Day. We have Bad Boys. We have a few other good movies. He just like, don't get me wrong. He's never always been the greatest rapper in the world. I've listened to some of his old albums. They were just clean songs about weird stuff, Yep. And but he got better, and he got better with his music when it came to making songs for films and stuff like that. Maybe they had more producers in the background. I don't know, but whatever happened now. I think we're gonna get memed.
My favorite TV show back in the day was Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Right? That was like a lot of our favorite TV shows.
Oh yeah, it was a great show.
Mm-hmm.
It was funny. And for a good comedy show, it was pretty dang on good.
And a lot of it still stays relevant to this day.
Right,
Yep.
right. Sonic Scoop says he's not making it out of the hood with these songs. Kevin G, wow, is Commander still a format? I haven't heard of that format in a few years. But no, I just wanted to bring that up because pop culturally, like, with someone so iconic and influential, or was influential, it just seems to be digressing in a downhill slope,
Mhm.
and like a music comeback could have been good. Maybe a collaboration with Eminem, Dr. Dre, or something like that could have been good, but he didn't do it.
Yeah, but how long has it been since he's made any music? Not counting this one he just made.
Not including
Well,
soundtracks.
yeah, I think he was a producer on his little daughter's song, "Whip Your Hair Back and
Yeah.
Forth."
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah, he's been doing more producing lately. I think he did also did like some stuff where he's like collaborating with some people, but anything that he's made hasn't made any money. He's going through midlife crisis. I kind of like feel sorry for the man. Especially when you're at a certain age of relevancy, which a lot of us are approaching quickly. When you hit your late 40s, mid 50s, you tend to hit this age where most men decide that they're going to buy themselves a Harley Davidson or do something wild or try to make a comeback at what they did when they were young. There's that whole nostalgia time where it's like, okay, I want to be young again. And I really think that it hits entertainers a lot worse than it hits regular people like you and me.
Right.
And it's bad enough that regular people deal with their midlife crisis years in a way that is very detrimental. I mean, after all, have been trying to be a streamer for the last year, playing video games with people, playing children's games with people, and I'm a 47-year-old man playing children's games on the internet. It can look a little weird for people. It's like, okay, why is this guy on the internet playing children's games? And he's 47 years old.
Well, there's full-grown people who play that Roblox game just because it has a large following, even if it was just kids.
Well, there's a difference between playing a game for monetary content if you're monetized,
Right.
and playing a game that's a children's game in order to relive your childhood. And then there's also a difference between being that person who just enjoys the thing, like the Magic community. They just enjoy their game. We're here because we enjoy the things. But when it comes down to your midlife crisis days,
Right.
that's what it all breaks down to. Those three different points are null and void when you're having a midlife crisis.
Scoop says Jaden makes good music. He's the only good one music-wise from that family.
He's crazy too.
Eh? Well, he was in Jurassic World. I like that. Like Jurassic World, the second one.
Yeah, when it comes down to Jaden, though, there's a whole series that you can just look up Jaden being crazy, and you'll find like a whole series of him just like going off on people, for no reason whatsoever. But yeah, I don't know. The music itself, though, I guess like in order to stay relevant, you got to stay young, and that's the problem with Will Smith is I believe he's having a midlife crisis.
Kevin G says, wrong. I'm here because I enjoy MTG Hillbilly, not MTG. TC,
Facts.
good morning. What's up?
What's up?
Everybody. What about me? Don't you enjoy the tortoise? Who constantly wears like a Pikachu non-magic related hat all the time. All right, let's get into the discussion of today, the topic of the day. I mean, I wanted to cover the Will Smith thing since last night I heard it.
I haven't heard it yet, but
yeah. Trust me, you're not missing out.
Probably not.
All right. So commander brackets are working to balance the game. People are having fun with it. I think people are learning more and more about how brackets are working. And it is awesome. I think people like me are learning how to consider the bracket system and also figuring little ways to optimize the bracket system itself. Magic the Gathering is doing great, and with its progress, I think it will spawn more people to communicate better with the system to other people. Let's talk about this. And look, I read the description. There's a couple misspellings, like spawning was pawning. I'm like, people are gonna pawn the system, Yeah. See, how do we make MTG Hillbilly one piece instead?
Well, I'm already a one piece because I'm the only MTG hillbilly. So I'm already a one piece.
That's right.
There's only one of me.
So the bracket system is working, and last night I made a short about the bracket system. And really quick, here's the bracket system. You got Expedition 1, Core 2, 3 upgraded, 4 optimized, 5 CEDH, right? And last night I proposed a board wipe system to add to the bracket system because I think it's important.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I agree with that.
Right? Like Core 2 decks, I was like, if a deck has 3 to 4 board wipes, it should be Core 2. If they have 5 to 6 board wipes, it should be upgraded. And if it's 7 or more board wipes, it should be 4 optimized and considered. Like, doesn't guarantee the deck's going to be good, but I think it should be considered because board wipes in excess can be game changers. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like last night, the board wipe I casted last night changed the game.
Yeah, it did.
And that is a possibility. What happens? I mean, if I didn't board wipe and draw into that Draco Genesis, whoo-wee, that was insanity.
Yep. I wish I had a counter spell when you casted that because I could have stomped you if I had it.
Right.
Nobody had a counter spell, so it lived and there went the game.
Right. But like it was good. It worked out well. It worked out well for me. But I think the bracket system, people are becoming accustomed to it, and it's really fixing a lot of dilemmas in the game. Like decks you play against, what people expect. Now, board wipes in the system are not there. They're non-existent. They don't say X amount of board wipes at all. It considers to be a bracket. But I think the more we play with it, the more we learn about synergy and learn more about board wipes, the more we learn about other things. I think we can add to this. And I'm really wanting to push that Wizards of the Coast add the board wipe system to the bracket systems because it'll not only kind of teach people what to build in decks, but people are learning what kind of stuff work in decks. Now, don't get me wrong, I have a bracket 3 deck that doesn't have more than 2 board wipes in it. Yeah. Kevin G said I prefer it around 35 lands and 64 board wipes. Hey, that works.
Yep.
I bet Child of Allura is your commander there.
Wow.
But yeah, well, go ahead.
I would not want to play against that deck.
Like there's so much going into this. Like the bracket system is teaching people how to gauge their decks for more optimized and fun games.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Hillbilly's mic is peaking and suppressing, by the way. Not sure if y'all know. It's because when he gets closer and far away from the mic, it changes.
Yeah. I can't sit still.
Mm-hmm. That's right. You can't sit still.
Nope.
But I believe in you. But so the bracket system's been working, and we've figured that there could be more added to it, and they will add more to it. So I think we should definitely start a board wipe thing, like a board wipe thing on YouTube, trying to get Wizards added to it, because I think that'd be an essential part of the change we need in the bracket system. And even though I've gotten some flack, hello, Manamonk, traversing the multiverse, just to say hello,
Manamonk.
So yeah, because like the bracket system, it's working, but it can be perfected. And like I said, I got some flack. Like someone was commenting, you run like seven plus board wipes in your deck. Do you value people's time, or are you just a jerk? I'm like, it's just a game. And even though I just laughed at his comment, I put LOL with a laugh face next to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like honestly, board wipes are essential in the game. If board wipes are not in the, if board wipes are bad for the game, Wizards would have stopped printing them.
Right. I
You
mean, I
know?
think board wipes are good for the game, but I think if you have, there should be a limit on how many board wipes you are allowed to have in a deck. Unless, but if there is not a limit, then I think they should fall into the bracket system where they are, split up into the brackets. That's my belief on the board wipe thing.
Kevin G says, no, the commander is Jared Cathalion. Since he's a walker, he doesn't get confected. That's not true. There's a couple board wipes that include planeswalkers like Ingrick's Wake. Trust me, I know. Then you got Ruinous Ultimatum. Yes. Well, Ruinous Ultimatum. Well, I'm talking about your opponents can run, by the way, not you, because the cards I'm talking about right now affect your opponents only. Yep. Which Hillbillies are very aware of because I used them on them before.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So the bracket system. How crazy is this bracket system, right? Like in chat and everybody here, if you got any input, if you could change something about the bracket system, what would you want to change or see different?
Well, the only issue I'm seeing with the bracket system right now is, I mean, they have come a long way with the bracket system, and that's awesome. That's great. They still ain't there yet. And only the other changes I would like to see is the board wipe considered into the bracket system.
Oh, yeah. Board wipes in the bracket system for sure. I'd love to see that. I think that was my one brilliant idea of the year, you know?
Yeah.
Like when there's not to toot my own horn about it. I think like figuring out the breaking down synergy and incorporating that bracket system would be good. Like synergies that draw on your specific deck type, because most commander decks that run with synergy are like some kind of tribal typal style deck. Even if they from dinosaurs, dragons, elves, and other creature types to artifact matters, non-spells matters. They're always like some kind of typal synergy people use. And what really changes the game in a lot of these is the draw abilities and the removals that affect the tribal type. Like that, like cards that draw that are typal, cards that are removed that are typal, they affect that. But also, I think the bracket system needs to consider the deck synergy. Yes, exactly what we're just talking about.
Yep.
You know, because there's board wipes out there that destroy everything but not vampires, or everything not dragons. There's a board wipe out there that destroys everything not dinosaurs. You know, certain synergies that rule all overall. I would love the bracket system to be gone. That's just me. Yeah, Kevin G. Yeah, that's right. That's a good valid thought. But my only thing I could say about it is the bracket system is working to keep games more fair between people. Don't get me wrong. Yesterday we had a conversation about LD and what's fair in Magic.
Yep.
But when you're trying to have fair games, like more balanced games, the bracket system seems to be working.
Yeah, I kind of like the bracket system because there has been games that we've played where all the live totals stay around the same until somebody gets that winning draw and does that winning play.
Right. And we've seen the bracket system not work.
Yep.
Right. Like we've seen the bracket system not work. Like when someone has a hand with a soul ring, an arcane signet, and a third card to drop on turn one, where they basically just have like 3 to 4 mana turn one, turn two. They got 5 mana to 6 mana. You know, we've seen that go crazy. Like we've seen it not work, but the bracket system is not there to tell you what's broken with the deck or what can be broken with the deck. It's there to say in a more balanced game, this is kind of the suit you follow.
Yep. What do you think the Soul Ring should be banned?
Hot topic. Soul Ring shouldn't be banned, I think, but people say Soul Ring should be banned. Like I think Mana Crypt could be unbanned. But game changer level, it could be in a game changer. So I think like they talked about putting Soul Ring on the game changers list, but they include Soul Rings in their commander decks. You know, like their precons. Bracket system helps to find equivalent opponents. Chess uses a ELO system. Halo 3 uses 150 ranks, and it helps have more balanced experiences. And that's what they're trying to do with the bracket system, TCG dude. Correct. And that's what we're talking about. And that's why I think like the board wipe system needs to be incorporated in the bracket system to help people out. Now, one of the things that one person said to me about my idea was, you know, the bracket system, if you keep adding stuff like having board wipes to a deck and all that jazz, will basically teach people how to build their deck that way. And I don't think that will, but I see where people are saying. It's like if the bracket system teaches people how to build the deck they want, they can. TCU says on the other side of that, same coin, I don't like Commander, and I think it's inherently problematic. Well, every format in Magic and every game is problematic in its own way. That's my thing. Like what's really problematic with any game is the player base and each individual desire what they want for a game. It can be problematic if you want someone who just wants to chat and chill while they play a game compared to someone who's more competitive. That is more problematic in the game. You know, CDH should have no ban list for a bracket system. CDH should be its own thing. I agree with Kebiji. I think it should be its own thing. Kind of like Legacy, you know.
Yeah, well, in a way, they are. It's in the bracket system,
Right?
But it's there to show you that hey, if you build your deck too strong, it's going to be bracket 5.
Right. Bracket 5 CDH decks are built to win. Like there should be no ban list on here. I get what you're saying. There should be different rules for bracket 5. You know.
Right. I agree.
But see, bracket 1 and bracket 5 are like padding to the system. Bracket 1 is like decks no one really builds, but it's there if someone wants to build them. Like super soft decks that are very casual to the core.
Yep.
2, 3, and 4 are what you're most looking like. Core 2 is more for like pre-con level style decks. 3 is upgraded, 4 is optimized. CDH is a padding, saying this is more. But I agree, like CDH should be treated differently than bracket 2, 3, and 4. I can definitely see that. That's a good thing there.
Yep.
Then what the F's different between 4 and 5 then? 4 is more optimized, but it doesn't have like right now, it doesn't have like the turn 2, turn 4 wins that CDH does.
Right.
You know, because like bracket 2 is like pre-con level, bracket 3 is upgraded pre-con, and bracket 4 is like the pre-con is no longer a pre-con but works really great, and bracket 5 is you put in the most optimized cards in the set in the game into the card to win by turn 2, 3, or 4. You know, it's about who draws the first hand almost. It's Yu-Gi-Oh style almost.
Yep.
Yeah. See, according to their structure, they are the same. No, it's a padding. That's what I'm telling you. Like it's padding. But 1 and 5. 1's decks no one ever builds. Bracket 5 is for those hardcore players who want the most optimized play, more optimized than optimized, I should say. It's a weird way of saying it, but yeah.
When I first seen the bracket system, read the bracket system, I thought the same thing. I thought 4 and 5 didn't make no sense because I thought they were both the same. They're actually a little different because you can win. Because 5 is CEDH where you can win on turn like 2, 3, and the bracket 4 you can win pretty quick, but not as quick.
Kevin G says, literally look at their rules and restrictions. They're the same. They're about the same, but they're padding. But I do agree with you. They need to make bracket 5 more unique compared to bracket 4. Like,
True.
CDH should definitely be its own thing, and I think they need to restructure that. Said how you said it, different rule system in that bracket 5.
Exactly.
Right, because when we look at the bracket system, bracket 5 and bracket 4 are pretty much the same, but since decks are turbocharged with the most powerful cards in the format, everybody intends to win and is ready to play against anything. CDH decks are built to win. The competitive metagame players intend to use only the most powerful strategies. So yeah, they're similar, but not. Like, they're super similar, but they're not similar, because Optimize is like 3 but better, and 5 is like 4 but better.
Yep.
But I definitely do agree they sound very similar, the same, and they do need to altercate what makes CDH more.
Yeah, I mean, it is kind of hard to figure out how to make a 5 because 4 is very similar to 5.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, KBG. There's like, when we play bracket 3, bracket 4 games, you gotta be ready for LD. We don't play bracket 5 because bracket 5 brings in the turn 1, turn 2 wins.
Yep.
It's all a communications thing. Like, the bracket system right now is just a communications thing. When you talk to people, when you talk about what the bracket 4 or bracket 5 is, what kind of game you're having. Like, when I say bracket 3 to bracket 4, it means a bracket 3 game where you have an upgrade deck to an optimized deck, where bracket 4 to bracket 5 is going from an optimized deck to a EDH deck. And there's a clear defined definition in the play group of that, what CDH is and a bracket 4 is. Like, they know the difference, but it's all about communication.
Correct.
That's why I think the board wipe thing should be in the bracket system. And board wipes do not change board wipes do not change a deck. Like, you can put like 7 board wipes in a bracket 2 deck, but like 7 board wipes can definitely change the power level of the deck based on the board wipe if it can't be handled. So I think that's one of the things that need to be put there. Yes, but I could bring a CDH deck to a bracket 4 deck and it would be legal. Yep, it would be.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, it's all based on communications. Now, if you're bringing the deck just to be snarky, then you're just trying to prove a point, then you're playing the game for the wrong reasons in that particular game. So you really got to talk to your play group. That's what I'm saying.
Yep.
I mean, the bracket system's there because there's more people trying to understand the power levels of Magic. You don't find people finding power levels in Modern, Standard. You don't find power levels in more competitive formats, because the point of those games are to be completely competitive, or Commander is competitive in its own right, but it's supposed to be more casual and fun. And that's what the bracket system is trying to implement. I wouldn't know how to necessarily define the bracket 5 deck, like my Edgar deck, as a bracket 4 architect, right? Well, look up a bracket 5 Edgar Markov deck. You can find it. You can find it. Let's see what's different. so got it. So I'm toxic. I'm a competitive player. No, there's a difference between competitive and casual players, right? That's the biggest difference between bracket 4 and bracket 5. Bracket 4 is competitive, casual. CDH is all competitive. So if you get into Commander at all, you probably build bracket 5 decks. Does that make sense? Lulu, hello, Lulu.
Hello.
Lulu. But yeah, so, and hey, while everybody's watching and talking and chatting, hey, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed. If you want to help the channel out more, consider becoming a member of the channel or send super chats. We don't mind. You get shouted out. Right, but still. So understand the bracket systems. People are understanding the bracket systems more, like we've talked about earlier, and I think it's doing a lot of good in the community. Now, from what we understand, people outside of the Commander are having a hard time understanding bracket systems because they're not playing the game as much. But like understanding synergies and stuff, the decks we play, it's been helping out a lot. Like, you know, it gives you an idea of what you want on a game changers list for sure.
Right.
Like if Hillbilly is playing a deck, we know he's a game changer, so we put Hillbilly on the bracket system.
I ain't big of a game changer as you are,
Uh,
you know, you get that crown sitting on your head every time you play, and it's got words written across it. King of board wipes.
I need to get that crown made. Apparently, I need a crown. Apparently, I need that crown, like a real like golden flaked crown. It says King of Board Wipes on it. Just wear it.
It's okay. I got a Sharpie and a Burger King crown right here.
Nice. Mm-hmm. Sharpie. That's right. Sharpies rock. But yeah, that'd be awesome. But still, so with the bracket system evolving and changing, everybody, with like people are playing with it, they're learning it. Like I keep saying, they're learning the bracket system.
Mm-hmm.
I think the bracket system needs to be more configured, but like it's working.
Yeah, I don't think the bracket system is there yet. I think they're still working on it because I think it does need some more work done to it. But eventually, they'll probably have that bracket system at 100%. But right now, I don't think it's there all the way.
Right. I don't think it's there. I don't think it's fair. No, I'm kidding. Yeah. So the bracket system is doing what it needs to do, but yeah, like if we can help them make it more clear cut, people will understand the decks they have more, and that's what's helping out. Like, for example, if Kevin G is having a hard time understanding bracket 4 to bracket 5, there's obviously some needed necessities to change it.
Yep.
You know, to add to it, to define the difference.
Exactly. I mean, you can take a seasoned player; they still don't know the bracket system because 4 and 5 are very similar.
TCU said a lot of folks are entering Magic as much as they are leaving. I don't know how much the bracket system plays into that, but it does help guide new and old players alike. That's very true because it's supposed to even the battlefield, you know, in the games.
Yep.
Because, like, look, like, because even new people entering, you got poor people like me entering this show, poor people who play the game, and they don't have the accessibility to play all the good cards, so they rely on other people to get help from cards and stuff like that when they build decks over time. Then you got people who just roll in with all the money because, you know, they probably live with their parents and have lots of income because they're not paying bills, and you know they're like, you know, probably like 16 years old who can drop like $500 on a deck without blinking, and build like these big expensive decks, look at net decks and stuff like that just rock the face as they're learning. So you got not only different people coming in, you got different types of people, different types of incomes coming in, and in a weird way boosting the economy. It's a good thing. But, you know, building these decks. Yeah, remove the ban list from CDH. It should be a vintage section of Commander. I agree there, Kevin G. I do not disagree. I think CDH should be its own thing. And even Wizards of the Coast said they think it should be its own thing. So we'll see how it goes. They just bracketed it in there as the fifth bracket. If you remember that conversation, they talked about it being its own thing. Because, like, it could be like the Canadian Highlander of Commander, you know, everything's unbanned. Probably restrict all cards to one card, singleton. Yep. I'm kidding on the restriction, because everything's already singleton. But yeah. Howdy, Karma. Long time. Karma. Hey. Bless you. But so the bracket system is definitely should grow, and I think the community, like me, Hillbilly, everybody's into Magic and into Commander, should definitely put in their 2 bits of advice on social medias and stuff, and talk about what they want to change, talk about the stuff they want to add. You know, get the conversation flowing and keep flowing. Yeah. Don't just rely on the system to be a fix-all. Be the reason why the bracket system needs to be perfected. You know,
Right.
so I think that's what needs to happen. Yeah.
Yeah, I think if they do the next upgrade to this bracket system, I think they need to do the board wipes.
Right. The bracket system. It's there. It's there for you. It's there for me.
And if they want to include spot removal,
Right.
that wouldn't be too bad either.
Well, they could put like certain spot removals on the game changers, or they can talk about how many spot removals in a deck change the game.
Correct.
You know, but like things work different, right?
Yeah. Yep.
I think synergy is needs to be on. I think synergy needs to be on the bracket system before removal does, like spot removal.
Yep.
Because I have a deck that can wipe a player out by turn 4, almost every time. Almost not every time, but almost every time. Like a player from a game.
Yep.
Right. So something to consider is synergy, and I think synergies can do that because like my deck I'm talking about, the bracket 3 deck only has 2 board wipes in the deck.
Wow.
You know, so yeah, I might add another board wipe here or there. Who knows?
Well, that's why they call you the king.
Yeah, the king of board wipes.
Yep.
I'm the king of wishful thinking. Hillbilly without his glasses. What? That's funny. It's like you're holding your breath or something. TCG dude, live on the SFT deck works 160% of the time. That's right. Oh, that's funny. 100% movie reference. It's funny. Like, don't get me wrong, most of my decks do work most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
They don't always work the most optimized, but they usually play pretty decent. That's what I try to do. But we also shindig a rule in our commander games that changes things, that teach us more about the bracket system, because we try to play a game where everybody has a good hand. So like when you mulligan in our commander games, you can mulligan to 7 as many times as you need, with not looking for a busted hand but a playable hand. And and that doesn't work all the time, because like last night Hillbilly got mana screwed all the way.
Yeah, I did. I had my druid crab. I'm like, oh yeah, I got a good hand.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, it's useless if you ain't got land. If you can't get land,
Right?
that was my issue. I could not get land. It was an unplayable hand, but I kept it just because I had one creature to play.
Right. And see, the bracket system does not account for good games and bad games. It just counts for average games.
Exactly.
So that's why I think there needs to be more definition in the bracket system. That's why I think the board wipe should be added to the bracket system. That's why I think synergy needs to be added to the bracket system. And there's different ways decks play. So synergy and board wipes should definitely be in that those categories.
Yep.
But I think we talked enough about brackets. I think we covered everything we could and had a good time. 42 minutes, everybody.
Cool. So here's a question.
Yes, I woke up looking this good.
Well, this is a question for chat. Instead of chat asking us a question, I got a question for the chat. What would you like to see change in Commander? If you play Commander, what would you like to see change? I mean, what would you like to see incorporated into the bracket system if you go by the bracket system? And that's a question for chat. And if you don't want to answer that question in chat, you can answer it through a comment after the stream is over.
Oh, you read the Dan thing. That will be a Dan thing when Dan does his thing. All right. Lulu, I finally found out why my deck was not playing right. It's running like Goddess tier now. Woo woo.
Cool.
I'd like to see Commander on Arena with a bracket system, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like they only don't want to do it because there's too many cards they don't want to put in the system.
Well, it's not only that, it's that when people play Commander, they think of 4 players instead of 1-on-1. I mean, you play Arena, it's 1v1.
Right.
When you think of Commander, it's 1v3.
Right.
And they don't want, and if they did put it on Commander on Arena, they'd have to reprogram their whole entire game to make it 1v3, which is a lot of money and probably a lot of work. But what they could do if they wanted to, they could put out a new game and make it just like Arena, but just for Commander, and make it 1v3.
Right. Right.
But I mean that's also more money they would have to fork out, and they do have to answer to Hasbro. So to Hasbro if they can do that or not. I mean, it'd be nice to be able to play a digital type of Commander, but
If Hasbro can make money out of it, they'll do it.
oh yeah, they will.
They will. Yeah. But yeah, the Hasbro will make money off of it if they can. They will.
Yep,
For sure.
Yeah.
Because you know what? Hasbro likes pretty dollar bills.
yeah.
Kevin G, good point. I was playing Tag Duel and Master Duel. Nice.
Cool.
Magic Online currently has Commander. I've been trying to get folks to migrate to that dinosaur platform with a little success. Yeah. They really need to clean up the system and update it.
Yep.
They actually got to care about the site enough to take care of it. I mean, at least it has a dusting system where Arena doesn't. I'd love a dusting system. You know how many cards I got I'm never going to use in Arena? Too many.
Same here. You know how many cards I got on Arena I would love to have in paper? Quite a bit.
Right. So let the music play. It's time to get to that sway. Yeah, my brain. MTGO doesn't have all the cards because they wouldn't pay to have it on there. Why would they do that for a new client? Well,
I don't.
If they knew they could make money off it.
Yeah, I don't think they own MTGO anymore. I think they sold that. I could be wrong on that. But I think some kind of Canadian company might have bought it or something.
Wizards of the Coast owns it.
I thought they sold it once.
Nope. It says right here they own it.
I know there was a rumor going on about it a long time ago that they sold it.
Yeah, you know what I like about MTGO is it doesn't have alchemy cards. Ooh, I don't know if that's true or not, but anyways, my friends. Anyways.
That's what it was. Daybreak.
Anyways, my friends, we're going to head off to this direction right here.
Hit that subscribe button. Become a part of the creep.
Too much to take. So it's lit. MTG3, are you game? Rise, creep, rise, building a following as we gain. Spitting fire like a dragon, no one can bring us down. MTG3 in the house, we own this town. Ripping through the beats with a fury.
Whoa, everybody. Look at the time of day it is. It's that time of day for you, for me, for all of us.
Cool.
It's that time to chill.
Here it is.
Time to thrill, the shill. Well, I don't know how we want to do this, but KJ, do you want to say anything? Boop, boop.
Yeah. Last chance to RSVP for my birthday party. After all, I might be leaving the jar soon. Not gonna say anything yet, but I have some things in the works that in my on my alternate channels, and kjcowboydan may be no more soon. If you guys, it's because of people's responses to things. I've been trying to establish collaborations. I can't even get people to go to my birthday party, so I'm retiring from the internet. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I will be here for a couple more months, only on the End of Shell Morning Coffee podcast, and I will be slowly removing shows that I'm part of and collaborations that I'm part of, because of a few things. Please do not DM me about them, because I will not be talking about it, but I will be leaving the internet soon. The jar has been cracked officially too hard by some people who wanted to use the jar, and also by some people who didn't really care, and also some people who wanted other things that don't mesh with me. So that's pretty much it. But I will be leaving the jar soon.
Han says, "Don't be on the internet for others. Do it for yourself."
Yep.
Exactly. So I'm yeah.
All right. Now we're gonna roll over to MTG Hillbilly.
Hey, everybody! Tuesday is finally here. That means this afternoon, if you want to play a game against me on Arena, hey, come on by. And we can play a game of Standard against me with the new Final Fantasy cards. Yeah, Final Fantasy still feels like it's brand new. Yeah, but you know, just a little over a month, we'll have Age to Eternities. About 40 some odd days, I believe. So, if you want to play a game of Arena Standard against me, that'll be at 2:00 this afternoon. And also, at 7:00 tonight, there will be a Commander game, bracket 3 to 4. So if you want to play Commander, all you have to do is let me or Tortoise know, and then we'll try to save you a seat. That is if you let us know early. If you don't let us know early, that seat is open to anybody.
That's right.
So just let us know if you want to play. You can get a hold of us through Discord, and because me and Tortoise we correspond to each other all the time on Discord. So if you want to play, make sure you let one of us know. And all that's going on today. It's going to be a busy day, but it's going to be fun.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's get to Super Fast Tortoise really quick. Han says, "I got faults reported to Oblivion. I'm still ticking." TCG says, "Heart goes on to you, KJ. On to the next chapter. Life is a journey."
Yep.
And ditto from Hans. Yeah, we got support here. I want to thank everybody for being here. Tonight, I'm going to be doing lawn work, so there's not going to be like an extra live tonight before our game. So check out Hillbilly's game tonight at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Here. I want to thank everybody for being here. Thank you all for being here with us and chilling out, chatting with us. MTG Hillbilly, KJ, thank you for being here. KJ, you're such a trooper. And everybody in chat, you rock, you rule. Thank you for being awesome, and thank you for the positive comments. And with everything going out, I'll remind you that you are loved. Someone's thinking about you. And if you can say and do something positive for someone else, do it, because you might be the change they need today. And with that, my friends, let's get to that sweet, sweet outro where we thank our memberships and subscribers.
Start the morning with coffee in your cup. Time to hang out with friends and chat it up. Bring a smile and good luck. Hit that like button and let's chat it up. Good times start with us, you and me. Good morning, welcome to the morning coffee show. Let's talk from in the shell and share good vibes and